Okay, I should be live in the Facebook group. It is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. I'm just drinking sweet tea though, so all right, let's get into this because um, this is a hot topic, and I know that a lot of you are probably um, trying to get better at doing this or wanting to learn how to do this. If you've seen it before, heard people talk about it before. Or maybe you're just newer and you don't quite understand what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and dig into today's topic, and that is how to do pre-orders. So what is a pre-order? Let's start off at the beginning. A pre-order is taking an order from a customer for something that is going to be coming out, okay? This is much different than a pre-sale. A pre-sale, in the world of Scentsy anyway, is something that Scentsy actually does. Okay, so that's usually when customers and consultants, if you're wanting a product, you can go onto a website, one of our websites, right, and put down $10 or $15 or whatever it is to secure an item that's going to be coming out. Usually it's like anywhere between like 3 to 6 months in the future. And since he holds that, that helps them to divide up inventory, all kinds of things. They kind of take the ball, so to speak, when it comes to taking care of those pre-sales. So that's a pre-sale. For example, I'll give you two examples that we've done that with, and that has been with our Harry Potter collection that came out last year. So the Harry Potter warmer and the wax collection, when it came out, we did a pre-sale. People put down, I think it was like $15, $10 or $15, just to save it, to pre-order it, so to speak, pre-sell it. And then it came out in like September. We also did the same thing earlier this year with our Disney licensing partnership, where we did the Disney 50th anniversary warmer with the exclusive brick. So I'm so excited for that. I'd have to look at my Trello board to see exactly when that's coming out, but we should be getting to that one here pretty soon. So that was yet another example of how Scentsy did that pre-sale, right? So they set it up so where we could go on, or our customers could go on, put $10 to $15 down, whatever it was, and then it holds that product. So that way when it releases, we have the opportunity to go and redeem our products, so to speak. Okay, so that's pre-sale. Pre-orders are things that we as consultants personally do. This has nothing to do with Scentsy. Scentsy is out of the equation when it comes to a pre-order. Okay, so that's the main difference between pre-sale and pre-order. Pre-sale is Scentsy setting it up for a product that's going to be launching, and it's usually a big launch, like again, a Harry Potter, a 50th anniversary for Walt Disney World Resorts, right? So those were the big things. So pre-orders are things that we as consultants have the ability to do for our customers. You know that I talk a lot about serving your customers, right? How can I serve my customers? How can I be that consultant that they're going to want to come back to time and time again? How can I really connect with my customer and build that trust relationship, right? These are the ways in which we're able to do that in the form of a pre-order. So let's go ahead and talk about the pre-order of the LTOs that we do have coming up on Tuesday, July 19th. That's right. It's a Tuesday launch. This one's different, okay? Normally, major launches are done, especially like this, on a Monday. But this is a Tuesday for this one, okay? So please, 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 please note that this is for Tuesday, July 19th. All right, we got that down. Okay. Don't forget also that you can rely and you can also reference back every single month now and going forward Scentsy is putting out that planning document for the month. I'm kind of using that as my kind of like my study guide, right? So that's my study guide for the month. It kind of gives me, I have an idea of what my month is going to do because I run a business. And so, yeah, I like to be in control of my business. I like to set myself up for success. But being able to utilize that Scentsy planning document, it has really been a great thing for my business because it just makes sure that I'm hitting all the things, that I'm not missing out on anything. It also tells you about other things going on within Scentsy as well. So not just release dates and things like that, but trainings and different things that are coming up. So utilizing that planning document, it is going to be a huge help. So if you're not yet using it, you can go back here in the group and grab it. It is available on your workstation each month. Usually it takes like a day or two until they get it posted at the beginning of each month, but that's what you want to kind of use as your guide, as your map, so to speak, on how you're working your business. Okay. All right. So we are talking about pre-orders, and all right, so since I'm doing this solo, I'm gonna I'm trying my best right now to see if I see any comments. So if I miss your comment, it is not by intention. I just am going to miss it because I'm only me and I can only do so much. So I will go back and answer your questions if I do miss them, but I'm going to try to, because I'm going to pull this down because I'm going to get ready to go ahead and hop on over, and I am going to share my screen because I want to talk to you guys about, I want to literally show you guys exactly how I do my pre-orders. So again, remember, a pre-order, this is something that I'm doing for my customers, right? My customers, maybe at work, they don't necessarily want to wait in the queue system, right? That's the system that Scentsy puts up when we have a big launch or something that big is coming out. So it makes sure it's like a smoother shopping experience, right? Maybe my customers don't have time for that. Or like I said, maybe they're at work when the launch happens, which, you know, for my time zone, Central Time, it's usually at noon. And a lot of my people, they're at work and they don't have time to sit around and wait for something to come up to order it, to make sure that that they're getting it. So it's a service that I'm providing to my customers. I'm saying, hey, this is what's coming out. This is how I can take care of it for you. So one of these ways, we'll start out with the easiest way first. The easiest way is, I mean, honestly, a good old pen and paper. Pen and paper, pen and paper. That's it, right? You don't have to get technical. You don't have to get all fancy with it. Pen and paper. Write down, okay? Maybe you've been putting out and sharing images or going live. I highly suggest that to boost your algorithm, right? Go on Instagram. Use those hashtags, guys. We have to be connecting into, if we're going to utilize social media, then you better be using social media. And in order to do that, you need to use hashtags. You need to show up consistently. You need to be posting. You need to be going live. Those are things that are going to get you seen by more people, not just the same 6 people maybe who comment on everything else that you do on Facebook and or Instagram, right? We have to use the social media tools. So get into the habit of starting to do that. We talked about a content planner. I am getting ready to put that out. I'm putting the final touches on that maybe later tonight, or it might be tomorrow. I'm still trying to, I had a couple things come up that I had to focus in. And yesterday I was just plain not feeling well. So I took the day off. That's one of the perks of working for myself, right? And being my own boss. When I'm not feeling well, I get to take the day off. Took the day off. So it's made me reschedule a couple of things, but I'm still getting that out to you. Okay. Oh, Scentsy is going live right now with what we're about to talk about. Okay, great. It's like we're sharing the same brain. All right, so pen and paper. So what does that look like? That looks like you utilizing social media, or you following up with your customers, or you reaching out. Notice I'm saying you a lot, right? You need to be taking action if you want pre-orders. I've been doing this for over 10 years. And do you know how many times I have heard over and over and over and over and over again why I wasn't able to get any sales or nobody wanted to order from me? Okay. I've had LTOs come out where I have no customers who are interested in whatever the product is. That happens. It's life. Get over it. Climb the hill. You'll be okay tomorrow, right? Don't downplay just because your customers are not interested in a particular product. It's okay. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean they don't want to support you. It just means that either they don't have the extra funds right now to get the Scentsy they want, or they just aren't interested in what's coming out. So don't take things so personally, okay? Number one, numero uno, in your guidebook for your businesses, don't they take things personally, okay? Not everybody's gonna want all the things that we're putting out, but this is where you, as the consultants, have a little bit of insight, right? So if you have customers who maybe they have younger kids, or maybe they're an older kid like me, and I love Moana, okay? If you can see, yep, back there's Pua. I got Pua. Sorry, I can't move my arm right. Pua is back there. I love my Pua. I love Moana. It literally plays on Disney Plus at least 3 to 5 times every single week in my house. So my husband and my youngest are just over me. They're over me. They don't understand why I'm so obsessed with Disney movies, but Moana is one of my favorites, and so I do watch it a lot, and listen to it. So when, like, for example, I'm here in my office, Disney Plus going on out there, right? So I can kind of hear and sing along every so often. It just makes me happy. So if things make you happy, then you run to them, right? Okay. So for me, I would be very interested in this LTO because Pua is coming back out with his exclusive scent, the Spirit of Montanui. Oh my goodness. So if you know Moana, then you know. If you know, you know, right? Now, Pua is coming back out with a scent pack and the bar, and we get a brand new friend from Moana. What do you think it is? Hey, hey. All right. So when we first released the Moana collection, little over a year ago, is when we initially got Pua and we got the scent. There's no warmer, so don't think that you've missed anything there. But when we first got that, the very first thing I thought of was Hey Hey. Oh, it has to be Hey Hey. Ended up being Pua. I was super excited because Pua is honestly my favorite character in Moana. Okay, aside from Maui. I do love Maui. But okay, I digress. I get so excited. So I got Pua, of course, and I got the scent pack and I got the bar, and I actually put the bar in my Scentsy Club for quite a while. I took it out not too long ago, actually. So I'm really happy that it's back because this scent is absolutely wonderful. It's a little bit of tropical fruity. It's bright. It's happy. It's Moana. I mean, it's the Spirit of Montanui. So there we go. So we are going to have Hey Hey in the Scentsy Buddy also coming out. Now, I did get to hold and hug on and take a picture with Hey Hey when I was at SFR last month, and it was amazing. I cannot wait to get him. His eyes are, I mean, you guys hopefully have seen the pictures. His eyes are going the different directions, right? My favorite part of Hey Hey. My favorite scene with him is when Moana's on the boat when she just starts her journey and she hears the knocking underneath the like where she stores things, like the little storage bin. And she picks it up and it's Hey Hey, and he looks out and all he sees is water and he just screams, right? That's my favorite Hey Hey moment. So I love Hey Hey. I'm very excited he's coming. So we're going to have both Pua making his reappearance and the bar, the scent is coming back out, the Spirit of Montanui, and Hey Hey is making his first appearance. He will also come with the same scent pack. Okay, all right. So that's the first thing that we have coming on Tuesday, July 19th. The second thing that we have coming is a brand new collection. Again, I got the privilege firsthand to see him and her at Scentsy Family Reunion. So if you are familiar with the movie WALL-E, I know I've shared this in another video, but honestly, WALL-E gives me really great emotional memories because my son, who is turning 21 this year, and he's gonna kill me, so I won't go into too much detail, but when he was younger, he loved the movie WALL-E, loved WALL-E, and he loved it so much he wanted to make a WALL-E that he could like pretend and play with. So he actually made a WALL-E out of boxes that he would scooch around and crawl and walk around with, and it was like the cutest thing. I wish I could have been able to save that, but after so much time of him playing in it, yeah, it was time to throw it away. But WALL-E still holds a very near and dear place in my heart to my son, because I just, every time I watch WALL-E, I instantly am taken back to initially watching it with him and seeing it through his eyes. So that's the spirit of Disney. It's also the spirit of Scentsy, I think, because we evoke those memories, right? So as much as I probably don't need it, I'm going to be getting it. There is the WALL-E warmer that is coming out, and guys, it is absolutely perfection. Perfection. It is WALL-E. If you know WALL-E, then you know. He is an element warmer, so there's no bulb, okay? So the dish just sits on a warming plate. In the dish, it shows the picture of the boot with the plant, okay? You know that if you know the movie, then you know why that is so important. And one of the really cool features that I think is really going to attract people to this warmer and specifically is the fact that WALL-E's eyes, they actually move. They move. Details, you guys, details make all the difference, okay? So we have the WALL-E warmer coming out, and we also have his exclusive scent bar coming out with him, and that is WALL-E Classified. So I got to smell that. It smells amazing. I just cannot wait. It's more of like how can I explain it? It's not like a fresh scent. It's more of like that almost like earthy scent. I don't know. I really enjoyed it though. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to get it. But with this collection also, you can't have WALL-E without Eva, right? Eve comes out in a Scentsy buddy, so not a warmer, but a buddy. And here's what, again, details matter, you guys. Her eyes are actually like the lines that you see in the movie. So if you know, you know. And on her, where you put the scent pack, is actually in her front. So there's the zipper pack right there, because again, see the movie and you'll understand why that is of importance. Scentsy and Disney and our partnership with them have literally blown it out of the park when it comes to details and getting things spot on. So Eve, I always want to call her Eva because that's what WALL-E says in the movie, but it's Eve. Eve is absolutely adorable. She's just like you would imagine. She's the perfect shape. She just is awesome. She also comes out and will be coming with the scent pack WALL-E Classified. So those are the big things that we have coming out. So you might be reaching out to your customers who maybe you know that they love WALL-E or their kids do. Same thing with Moana, right? Maybe you saw last Halloween, they had their kids dress up and they dressed up like Moana or Maui or whatever. Their room is decorated that way, right? Those are the people that you definitely want to reach out to. So it's kind of the same analogy of like when the waitress comes after you've eaten your meal, right, at the table, what is the waitress usually saying? Did you guys save room for desserts? Now, normally I never save room for dessert because I eat my meal and that's pretty much it for me. So if I do get dessert, it's to go. But am I upset with her when she asks me if I want dessert? No, right? I simply will tell her no, or my response will be, yeah, but I'd take that to go, right? So it's okay though. It's not hurting my feelings. I'm not upset at her. She's doing her job. She's asking me what I want, right? The same concept applies in your business. So don't feel like you are bothering people or you're being pesky or annoying or whatever when you're reaching out to say, hey, we have a collection coming out that I just had to tell you about. And if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to take care of the order for you and get it placed. So you can make sure to get it because it's while supplies last. So whether or not your customer says yes or no, it's up to them, right? It's them making that decision. They may say, oh, yeah, but I can't get it right away. No worries, but remember, it's while supplies last. So I don't honestly know how long it will be available. Now, the thing is with the scents, okay, with the bars themselves, Wally Classified and the Spirit of Montanui from Moana, those will be available to be put into Scentsy Club. So if they are interested in the scents, that's when you want to have the Scentsy Club conversation, or if they're interested, you know, again, you just want to make sure that they understand while supplies last. While supplies last. We never know when something is going to go. Okay. Scentsy doesn't come out and tell us we've got X number of these and we've sold X amount of these. They don't do that. They can't take that information in as quickly as the orders are coming in, right? Because they're coming in via website, they're coming in via consultants putting them in through a workstation. So they're coming in different areas and in different waves. So we don't know how long they're going to last. This is why, again, for my customers who are at work or who don't have the time to sit around and put this order in, but they really want to get this either for themselves or for their kids or for whatever reason, as a gift, whatever, right? They want to make sure they're getting it while it's available, because limited time offers mean just that, limited time offers. Doesn't mean things may not be re-released back, right, in the future. Again, Pua, so case in point, right? Pua is coming back. It's been a little bit over a year, but he's coming back. I didn't know that. Obviously when I got him, but we never know with Scentsy. That's one of the things that I absolutely love with these collections. So pen and paper, okay? You're going to reach out to those people, reach out to those customers, utilize your social media, guys. Seriously, if you are somebody who is telling me, I don't know a lot of people, or I can't get orders, then I need to see you on social media. And that doesn't mean posting a flyer here and there, or just, you know, once a week talking about your Scentsy. I don't know, but sorry, I've got things popping up on my computer, so I lost my train of thought. You want to make sure that you're doing all that you can. So if you're reaching out to them, get their information, right? What do you need for their information? Well, you need their name. If you don't already have their email address, their address, if they want it to ship to them, or if they're local and you're going to go ahead and just have it come to you, then that's fine too. You need to know those pieces of information. I always like to get a phone number so I can have that for texting. I usually will tell my customers, you know, hey, if you know, I do utilize this to let you know sales, big things going on. If you're ever, you know, if you ever decide don't want to get my text or what have you, just reply stop. I won't text you anymore. But I like to keep them updated, and especially once I've ordered it. The very first thing I do when I take a pre-order and I get it put in on the day that it launches is I will text my people, hey, Sally, oh my gosh, I got your order in. I'm so excited for you. I'll let you know as soon as it ships, right? I immediately am texting them out. So they know, and they're like, oh, thank goodness, my Scentsy gal, she's got me, right? So you need that information. You also need to know, what do they want? What do they want? Do they want the warmer? If they want the warmer, 9 times out of 10, I am always asking, you want to go ahead and add the scent bar as well, right? Right? Like, who wouldn't want to do that? I mean, if I'm ordering the warmer, especially Wally in this case, right? I want the scent bar with it. I want to be able to experience that, but they may or may not. Okay. So don't assume, always ask. Same thing with, you know, are you interested in the buddy? Okay. It does come with a scent pack. Do you also want to add the bar? Don't forget that just because they're getting a buddy doesn't mean they don't want the scent. Okay. So remind them of that. The same thing when it comes to Hey Hey and Pua. So they're each going to come with their own scent pack, but don't forget to also ask them if they'd also like a bar. So there is that. So that's the information that you need. And then the last thing that I'm asking them for is, how would you like to pay for this? What is your payment method, right? Now, if they're local, maybe they just want to drop off cash to you or whatever. That's fine. But 9 times out of 10, even my local people, I will send them an invoice through PayPal, through Venmo, through Cash App, through Square, and then Facebook Pay, which is now I think called Meta Pay. But anyway, you get the point, right? So I'm getting an electronic payment and I'm letting them know, okay, I need this no later than Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. or whatever, right? Whatever your cutoff is, because you need that information because you're going to go in and place that order. Okay. So you need to make sure that you are setting those expectations. All right, setting those expectations. You don't want to be there on launch morning going, oh my gosh, I forgot to see if they're paying. I don't understand. Okay. You don't want to be in that situation. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're getting all the information that we need ahead of time. And then all you have to do is then again, after you've placed the order, let them know you've got the order for them. All right, so have we covered all those basics? I think that we have. All right, now pen and paper. Pen and paper. You don't need anything else to do it but pen and paper. Now, maybe you want to do something a little bit more fancy. Maybe you want to do something a little bit differently. Maybe for you, pen and paper just doesn't work. You're not going to remember. You're not going to be able to figure it out. That's fine, okay? I'm going to show you how I do mine because, yeah, I could do it pen and paper. That's great. But I like to be able to do things very quickly. And for me, it's easier if I have everything like on the computer on my phone, which in this case, it'll be on both. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, we're going to pull this up. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing the whole screen. Okay. All right, let me enlarge Chrome. Let's bring this over. Okay. All right, so we have Chrome. All right, sorry, that's Trello. All right, so this is how I do, and it actually, let's see here. Oh, look, okay, so LTO watch. So these are the ones that have come out in the past, right? I usually will put the release date down so that way I remember that 30 days after the release date is when the deadline is going to be for adding it to a Scentsy club. So in this case, this one was, you know, towards the end of June. So that's kind of how I track them in my Trello board. Pre-sales. So I don't want to do that. That's got customer information on it there. Okay, sorry. Let me just spooch my boards out. So I do track things on my actual Trello board, and then that's just my way of following up. But how do I actually create? How do I create a pre-order form? Here's how I do it. Okay, you can do this using one of two ways, probably more. I don't know. The two ways that I know of to be the most user friendly are Google Forms or JotForm. Okay, I used Google Form for years. I do have some videos on how to create Google Form pre-orders, so I will link that, or actually I'll link this when it goes on YouTube, but I will post it in the comments in the group later. So if you want to do that, you can. I just personally got away from using Google Forms. I just needed an upgrade. And JotForm actually connects with my Trello board, so everything talks, and for me, that's like music to my ears. All right, so JotForm. You just go to jotform.com. There is a free version of JotForm, okay? I want to really make sure that you guys hear this and understand this, especially as you are starting out and growing your business. Use the free versions of programs or apps until you can't anymore. All right, JotForm currently is free for up to 5 forms. You can have 5 forms at a time. Now you see I have more. I also have apps. They do apps, they do tables, they do report, they do all kinds of things. So I actually have a paid version simply because I realized I was using JotForm and I was getting more results by using JotForm. And when I got to that point is when I went to the paid version. Until then, what I did is I would keep up to 5 forms going at a time. So you'll see, I don't really want to do that, but I'm going to show you real quick. So maybe as you have 5 and you're not using one anymore. So maybe I'm not going to use this warmer scent of the month pre-order form. I can go over here to more. And if I move the screen down, you can see I can go over here and I can go to delete and I can take that form out. Now I can always recreate it, right? Or I can archive it. That works as well. So you can always bring it back if you need to. But you can get rid of it. So you only have 5 at a time. All right. So that's how you keep the free version. All right. Again, I've got a paid version. I'm just on the first tier. It's not a huge deal. But again, it's because I utilize it with a lot of different things in my business, not only the app part of JotForm, but also with the forms. So let's see here. So I usually try and get rid of my forms as I use them. So my pre-order form from the last time I've already gotten rid of. So I want to walk you through exactly how to create one. So let's go here. That scared the crap out of me. Hero, stop. Make a friend. All right. So another thing with JotForm, I'm going to say very quickly before we dive into this, is you can also do this from your phone. So it is mobile friendly. So you can just download the JotForm app. You can do it from there. You can do it on your laptop, do it on the desktop, do it however you want, right? So the point is you can do it wherever you need to. See, I can't look at that. My notifications are popping up and I'm going to get distracted. All right, so I want to go to create form because that's what I want to do, right? I'm not using one of these. I want to create a form. And I can do that. I just realized it was trash day. Oh. Okay, you can do that by starting from scratch. You can use a template or you can import a form. So you can take a JotForm that someone else has done, copy that link, and you can import it directly in and then change it to you. You have to change it to you simply because JotForm is going to send you an email when someone completes the form. Now you can opt out of that and I'll show you how when we get there. But that's one of the reasons that I prefer JotForm over Google Form. There's a way to do it through Google Forms, but it's not as user-friendly. JotForm, when I create my form, I can set it up to email me every time someone completes it. So I automatically know, and then I can flag it, and then I can automate it. I have it automated to go into my Trello board on the list that I have for those. So that's how I kind of create my circle. So I could use a template, but I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch. For me, starting from scratch is just easier. If you're someone who does not like starting from scratch, I'm going to show you very quickly. Choose a template. Now, I can go in here and I can say Scentsy pre-order. Let's see what we come up with. Here we go. All right, so you can see forms that other obviously consultants have created. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out, oh my gosh, how do I do that, or I wish mine looked like that, right? This is going to give you a template to use. A lot of these, oh, that's really cute. A fragrance flower paint party, that one's really cute. buddy drive. I can see more templates, right? So if you're having a problem, if you're someone who, my friend Texas, she likes to say that she's a duplicator, not a creator. And so for her, this is like more her speed, right? She wants to come on here and be like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love how this one looks. Look, there's the original. Somebody did the original Moana. When it originally came out, so the Pua. So maybe you wanted to use that one to kind of start, right? So it's just a way to kind of get ideas and to see what it is. And then of course you go in and you just are editing this form, okay? So I want to go back. I want to start from scratch because that's just how I work best. You can do classic form or a card. So a card, and it says there, show single question per page. So each page is going to be a new question, right? I just like a regular form, and I don't like it to be too busy, specifically when I'm doing a pre-order, because I want them focused on just filling out exactly what I need for the pre-order, and that is it. I can follow up with them later. I can get other details later. Right now, I just want pre-order info. So I want it to the point, right? So I'm just going to click classic form, and you're going to see that it literally starts out blank. Blankety blank, blank, blank. All right, the first thing I do is I give it a title. So this is going to be, we're going to say Moana and Wally pre-order. Right, so now I've got that. Another thing that I do like about JotForm is it changes or saves everything in real time. So everything is saved in real time. I love that. So if for whatever reason you exit out, or if you're on your phone and you hit the wrong button, don't worry, it's saved. It's already there. So yay, love that. All right, let me move this over here for a minute. Okay. We want to come over here. The first thing that I do is I do the form designer. So that's just basically giving it some color, some personality. I need it to have some personality. So you can see here, you can pick from different color schemes. Look at this, all the fun colors, right, already there. Now, maybe you have your specific brand colors and you want your colors, right? You can come down here to page color. You can do the color picker if you know the hex code. Okay, it's a little bit more advanced, I know, but some people like to know their hex code, and that's their brand colors, and they're very serious about that, right? So you can see I can change all of that. I can also change the font color, the background, all the things, okay? I'm actually going to keep it on like this light blue. I think that kind of, well, no, I think it kind of works. All right, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and keep the font color. That's fine. I can go over here to styles. Again, if you want to get really into this, you can, but you can see basically the few things that I really focus on is the font and the colors. I want it to be more Jacqui, not necessarily more JotForm. So I do this, oops, bring it down to 20. I just want it to be a little bit bigger text. You can change the button style. You'll see where it says submit. Oh, sorry, I'm pointing like you can see. The submit button right here, that is your button. So I'm going to go ahead and change it here. And I want it to be that blue color. That's nice, right? Okay, that's very nice. But you can see you can do like rounded corners, things like that. You can do all the things. So, all right, we're going to change it to that rounded. I like the rounded. Is it just me? I don't know. You can also pull in different themes, right? So if you want something in the background, look, like this has, obviously you can change the picture, but this has where the form is just like on its side. This kind of gives you some backgrounds, confetti, colorful, all the things, right? So those are your featured themes, free themes. You'll see there, those are the ones, again, when you're utilizing the free version, that's wonderful, right? So you have some things to pick from. I don't need anything like that. Again, you can choose the layout. So that is what I'm done. I like it. I'm going to save it. There we go. Now, again, you want to change this as you go. You can always go right back to Form Designer, change everything up, do whatever you need to do. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say July 19 pre-order form. Scentsy release. Ooh, I wanted it to fit all in one line. I like it. Okay, properties. All right, so there's the heading text. You can do a sub heading. So I'm going to put in here, here's some, oh, yeah, those are ones that I've done. Yeah, okay. So it will save some of the ones maybe that you've used before in subheadings. So if you need that wording back, you can always get it. This is the pre-order for the Scentsy release of our Moana and Wally LTO collection. Again, I want to make sure that they know limited time offer, right? Okay. You make that large or small, align it. I'm just going to align it to the center. There we go. Heading image. If you want to put an image behind that, you could. I'm not going to. So that's enough for me. So there's that. So this is now, as you see, when I click on it here, I'm just going to get rid of that. No, that's fine. All right, when I click on here, remember I can always go back into properties, or I can just remove this altogether if I didn't want it, right? So I can change things. So it tells you, drag your first question here from the left. So on the left, my left, when you're looking at it left. Okay, here we go. Here's where we get all of the things that we get to put in here, okay? So a lot of things happening. Remember, keep this to the point. This is a pre-order form. I'm telling you right now, I have found the best success if you do this without overcomplicating it. So the first thing I want is I want their full name. So I'm just going to drag and drop name, first name, last name. Ba-boom. Properties, the only thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this so it sounds a little bit more friendlier. Your name, and then I'm going to make it required, because I don't want them to be able to fill this out and forget to put their name. I kind of need that information. You can see I can change where it says first name, last name there if you wanted to. Options, you can add that stuff in there again, whatever. This is basically just what you, sorry. I zoomed in too quickly. All right, so now I got their name, right? What else did I say I needed? I need the email. I need to be able to communicate with them. So properties, again, all I'm going to do is say your preferred email for confirmation. I say this in this wording because I've learned before that some people will put in their email that is like for their junk mail, or I don't want to get mail here. That's my primary address or my primary email. I'm gonna stick it over there. And then what happens to that email that they maybe don't use very often? They probably aren't going to see it, right? So I want to say for confirmation of their order, I need them to put that email. So an email that they're going to look at. That's why I put that there. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it required. Here we go. Okay. I'm not going to change that. I could if I wanted to, but it is fine. Again, you can go to options at advanced, but we don't need that. Okay. Your preferred email. All right. So now I'm going to put the phone in because I want their phone. I'm going to hit properties, and instead of phone number, I'm going to put cell/text. Preferred communication. I'm going to make this required. Please enter a valid phone number. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I want. Okay, we are good. All right, again, get fancy if you want. Don't need to. Okay. All right. So I've got their name, I've got their email, I've got their phone number. All right. Now, before I get to the address, I want to know, what do they want? What do they want? So this is where you can include a product list. Now, this is the part that a lot of people probably are asking, how do I do this? So let's walk through it. All right, product list. I'm going to pull this down. All right, so now we're going to focus over here on the right-hand side where it says product list, okay? So create a new product name. All right, so first and foremost, you can see on the form, I'm pointing again like you can see it. On the form, you can see it's showing this, right? So I want to edit. So, sorry, I zoom in. My mouse is a little touchy there on the zoom. Okay, so I want to zoom in, or I don't want to zoom in. I want to write the product. Okay. I'm gonna say limited time offer releases available July 19, 2022. All right, now a note. All right, so first thing, what do we need? What do we need? We need to know the price, right? We need to know the description. Here's how I get that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually, oh, I don't need a new tab. I already have it open over here. Let me go ahead and log in. You guys hopefully have seen on the news tab, we do have the article with everything coming out. So I'm going to go here. First thing I'm going to do is do the hey hey and the pua. Now, if you don't already have the image, this is, sorry, I zoomed. This is where I can right click and I can save this image right now. Okay, I already have it saved, so I don't have to do that. But remember, with licensed products, if it's not a picture that you have taken, then you need to utilize only the licensed product pictures. You cannot mess with these. You cannot put your own text on there. You can't put your website under where it says Moana. You can't change any of that. It has to look like that for our licensing agreement to be within compliance. Okay, that's what keeps Scentsy in Disney's good standing, right? They've said, okay, you can use our images, our things that we're giving you, but you have to use them in our way because we're very particular about that, okay? All right, so the news article obviously tells you more information. Okay, so, but what I want is, first of all, there's that description of the scent, right? I'm going to need that. I also need the prices, okay? And I want to make sure I'm in compliance, so I want to make sure I'm using the right verbiage for the product. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to do hey, hey. So, I'm going to just copy that, right? Because that's what I want for my product description. Go back to JotForm. Oh, I guess I should have, sorry. Okay, new product. Paste. All right, so there it is. The price, did you remember it? 40. Okay, $40. Pop quiz. Okay, $40. Make you holla. Now I want the description. So I'm going to go back. Let me get my description, and I'm just going to copy and paste that. Okay, I want that in the full description. Okay, paste. All right, so now I have all my information. Now, image. All right, I don't want that little blank t-shirt, and I don't want that little milk carton. I want to choose my images. Okay, so I actually have them saved here on my computer in my downloads. Let's move that over. This is another reason why I love being able to just do it from the computer, because it's just much easier to drag and drop, but it does not have to be this way. Okay. Okay. Let's see which ones I have here. Those are older ones. Okay. Let's just put that one in there. All right. So we've got our licensed image in. Now I want to put, because I do have, where did it go? I do have my picture with Hey Hey. Here he is. You put that in there too. Oops. Sorry. Add more images. Drag and drop. Drag, drop. There it is. And then I've got one more image of Hey Hey right there that I grabbed when I was at SFR. So I'm going to put that one in there too, just so we can see Hey Hey in all of his glory. Okay, required? No, it's not required for them to buy this, so I don't need to make this required. Show subtotal? Yes, because I want them to see what their subtotal is as they're selecting items, and you'll see that as we get farther in, okay? Options, add a quantity selector, add a product option. Quantity. All right, so I want to change the quantity. I want to give them an option to choose 0 to 10, save quantity. So the reason I chose 0 to 10 instead of 1 to 10 is because if I put 1 in there, it would automatically choose 1. And I don't want automatically I don't want it to automatically just have the 1 there. I want them to be able to choose what they want, right? Okay, so let me just click on this again. Let's go back to our product list, pull that back up with our little hamburger menu, okay? All right, so we've got, and let me just double check, I think we've got everything there. So we've got the subtotal, we've got the images in there, we've got all of our text, we've got that. We don't use stock, so we're not using that. Just gonna click save. All right, and now that one is done. Now I wanna add the second one, right? I wanna add in Pua. Pua. So I wanna create a new product. Let's go back here. And we want Disney Pua, Scentsy Buddy, Spirit of Montanui Scent Pack. Copy. Go back to JotForm, the name, paste. Price, do you remember? Pop quiz. Okay, description. Remember, we're just going to come back here. They don't really give me a description on Pua. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do this. We're going to change this real quick. I'm going to show you how we do that. So copy. Come in here, the description, paste. And this one, I'm just going to add a little bit more, right? He's back. Pua, Scentsy Buddy. Pua comes with a scent pack in our Moana Spirit of Montanui fragrance, and there's the description. So you see how I just kind of changed the wording there so it would sound right, okay? That's just because it wasn't there on the news tab for me to copy and paste. All right, now I want to choose my images, right? So let's come over here and let's do some cute photos that I have of Pua. Okay. He's so stinking adorable. Gosh, I love him. Seriously, one of my favorites. And there's me with Pua. I want to put him in there. Yeah, that's pretty much me at all times. Okay. Required? No. Selected by default? No. Okay. You can add more images if you choose. I do want a quantity selector drop down. Remember, 0 to 10. Okay. Save quantity. Let me edit that again, make sure. No, see, it always defaults to that one. Save quantity. All right. So I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to go back. So far, and you can see it in real time on the screen, right? I've got Hey Hey and I've got Pua on there, okay? I need to add another product though. I want to put the bar on there. So I want the bar $6.50. Remember that. I already have it saved in from before. I'm going to go ahead and put the description back in because, you know I put it in there before, but I want it on the bar itself. There we go. Choose images. I've got a bar right here, a picture of a bar. There we go. Auto scale. Nope, we're good there. Options. Remember, we want a quantity because maybe they want more. Okay, special pricing per quantity. So for 3, yeah, that would be $19.50, right? Before I do this wrong, just make sure. My licensed bars, yeah, $19.50. Okay, so that's what we want there. Yeah, save quantity. Okay. 0. Save my 0. Okay. All right, so we have that. Oh, did I save a picture of the scent pack? No. No, I did not. But that's okay, because we are just going to add, oops, save. Phew. Okay. Last but not least, the other product that we have is the scent pack. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go back. We're going to add in Moana scent pack. It is $7.50. Pop quiz. That's if they want an additional scent pack, right? Let's do the name and then there we go. Choose images. In this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use the licensed image there because it does show the scent pack in. Auto scale required. No, no, no. Remember options. We want quantity because maybe they want an extra scent pack, right? Okay, 0 to 10. Save quantity. Remember, I'm going to have to go in, change it back to 0. I know. Save quantity. All right, so now we've got all of that. Now I can go back. All right, so this is all of the Moana products, but we also want to go ahead and add in our Wally. Now you could do 2 different forms for this. I simply like to keep things simple. Keep it simple. And in order to do that, I want to make sure that I'm getting all of the products in on one. So I could do a separate one for Wally, not doing it. So I'm just going to create a new product. Now we're going to go back to our workstation. Oh, I could have just gone right there. Get Earthbound with Wally. Okay. Let's take a look. I don't think I have that licensed image. No, I did not save that yet. So let's just do that now. Save image as. And I saved mine to just my downloads. It's right there. We are good. Okay. So now I've got that image. First and foremost, we want to talk about the warmer, okay? Oh, so amazing. All right. This one comes with a free Scentsy bar. Okay, copy, paste. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want all that in there. My goodness, Jacqui. Delete. Okay, that was too much. Okay. Disney and Pixar Wally's Scentsy Warmer. Copy. Paste. Our price, $80. Description. That's where we're going to get our description. All right, so we're going to take this, copy that first, and put that in. Want them to know that they are getting it free. And then let's go back. I want to put the scent information. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, so there it is. I don't think I need anything else off of that. Okay. All right, so there's that one. Choose images. Remember, we're doing the Wally warmer, okay? So first and foremost, let's do, I've got the picture of Wally. Gosh, he's just, oh, he's so stinking cute. Okay. Let me put him in there. Add more images. Add that. These are images that I took at SFR. Also have the one with the dish, which I just think, again, the detail, just amazing, amazing. And then there's our warmer. Actually, let's put him at the front. I want him to be the first picture they see. Okay. Yay! All right, so we've got that. Required, no. Okay, we want to go to options. We want our quantity selector. Remember, we want to give them an option. How many do they want? Maybe they want more than one. They're going to have to go in and delete that because that one is right there. Add it to 0. Save quantity. Save this. All right, so now we've got our Wally warmer. See, we're just adding to our product list, right? All right, so now we need Eve. Eva. Okay, there we go. And please note that this buddy does not stand up on its own. So, oh, that's the description. So let me just put that in there since I already pasted it. And I'm going to put Eve Scentsy Buddy. Copy. Paste. She is $40. Actually, let's go back and get that official Eve Scentsy Buddy plus Wally classified scent pack. Want to make sure that they understand, again, want them to be aware that it comes with a scent pack, okay? Choose images. Oh, sorry, I already have my downloads open over here. I accidentally clicked it. Okay, let's do Eve. Got this picture here. I took it SFR. Telling you, those eyes are just fabulous. I cannot get over it. There's another picture. I'm gonna add another. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the official picture in there as well. There we go. All right. None of that. Remember, we're going to options. Remember, we're going to drop down. We want to give them an idea. We're going to change that to 0. Save. Save. We're almost done, okay? Now, the other thing that we have in here that we don't have yet, right, is we want to give them the option, just like we did up here, to purchase the bar or the scent pack on their own. So we want to add those. So we want to create a new product. We want the bar. There we go. Okay. Wally classified Scentsy bar. I was like, wait a minute, what? 650, yes. Okay, again, we're going to put in the scent description. Only classified fragrance and dewy greens. See, I told you, it really does. It smelled to me like the outdoors. It was just like crisp outdoors. I absolutely thought it was amazing. So let's go ahead and just add that picture in there. We want the options, quantity selector. Now, obviously this goes a lot quicker when we just have like one thing releasing. So because we have so much releasing all at the same time, that's why this one's taking a little bit longer. All right, last but not least, we just need that scent pack. Now we're done. Okay, create a new product. Now we want the scent pack. Wally classified scent pack. Oops, I don't want that comma in there. Pop quiz. How much does it cost? Nope, didn't save it. It's okay. $7.50. We want our description again. Great. Choose images. I think I kind of have one there. Yeah, it shows the scent pack there. And then let's go ahead and let's add one more, and we'll just do the official picture as well, so they get all that info. All right, options, quantity, save quantity, edit quantity to 0, save, save. All right, now we have all of our products listed here. Let's just do a quick recap, okay? So we've got Hey Hey, we've got Pua, we've got the Scentsy bar for Moana, we've got the scent pack for Moana, we have the Wally warmer. It automatically comes with a bar. Awesome. We have the Eve Scentsy Buddy. We also have a separate selection for the Eve Scentsy bar and or for the Wally Scentsy bar. I saw Eve there. And for the scent pack. Okay, that is what we have. Now, if we had more, we could add more. Now, if this was a personal special and you're not going to share this publicly, you want to create a coupon, that's on you. Just do it in a one-to-one format. So you can do that here. Shipping for me, I want to enable shipping and I want to give it a flat rate. Okay, so the flat rate is going to be $10. That is that flat rate of shipping. Okay. Shipping. I just want them to know what it is. Okay. Enable shipping, a flat rate. Tax. Now the tax is going to depend on where the item is shipping to. But I always just default to my personal, where I live, this is my personal tax rate. So if you know where it's going or where you live, that's when you can put that in there. But I just put that percentage in there. And then of course I just tell them that's tax. Actually, just tax. Add a drop-down or address field to your form to enable location-based surcharges. Really? No, we don't need that. So we've got that. Do we want it to send them an invoice? I always say no to this because, again, I want to send the invoice. When they complete this, it's going to send me an email with all this information. I'm sending the invoice. I'm the consultant. I'm in control. Okay. All right. So we've got all of that. We've got our products. There we go. Now, as you see, remember, because I added in to show the subtotal as they're adding quantities, right? Then you're going to see that it's going to give them the tax rate, it's going to give them that shipping flat rate, and it's going to give them their item total. So they know what they're spending. right up front, right? They already know. They're making their own decisions. They are their own people. Now that we've got the products, now the other things that we needed, remember, their name, email, text, or phone. And then the last thing we need is we need their address, because specifically if it's going to be shipping to them, we kind of want to know, right? Okay, so let's come down here. Let's put the address in. Again, we can change the properties, and I always put address to ship products to. Maybe they're sending it as a gift. Who knows, right? Okay. Required? Yes, ma'am, it is. Street name, state Providence. Okay. On here. Okay. No, we're good there. All right. Options. This is what I want. Text box. No. American states. Okay. I don't need the country. I don't need the country. Take that out. Okay, sorry. Advanced. I don't need to do anything there. General, okay, just making sure it's all there. Yep, 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 I can see it on there. Perfect. Oops, sorry, I zoomed in again. Okay, so we're good. It is required because it has that little dot there. Okay, now the only other thing I'm going to do is I am going to put in just a little note to my people. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I want to make sure you get the products you want. By pre-ordering with me, I take care of your order and will do my absolute best to order your products as they are launching, as these collections are LTO, limited time offer, and are only available while supplies last. If for any reason I am unable to order your products for you, you will receive a full refund via the payment method you have selected below. We're going to do that here in just a second. I am so excited to bring these characters to you, as they mean a lot to me. Thank you for ordering through me and choosing me as your Scentsy consultant. And that's just normally how I do that. Okay, so let's do this. I just want to make it a little bit more. These collections, let's go ahead and make that bold. Okay. Thank you. I want that in bold. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, you can get really fancy pretty here, whatever you want to do. I don't know. But for this sake, we're just not going to do that. So we are done. So I can click out of that. All right. Now, the only thing I need left is how they want to pay. So I want to give them a single choice option of how to pay. So come over to properties, the question, so type a question, your preferred payment method. All right, required? Yes, ma'am, it is. Options, type option 1. First is going to be Venmo, that is my personal. PayPal, Cash App, Facebook Pay, MetaPay. I don't know what Facebook's calling it anymore. Okay, so those are the options that I'm giving them to pay me. Now, if you also utilize Square, you could put that in there as well. I don't know if there's any other different ones. These are just the ones that I utilize. So here we go. Display other option. No, I'm not giving them another option. Surveying. No. Advanced. No. All right. Here we go. All right. So that is what I want there. There we go. Now on our button to submit, and I'm going to say, click here to confirm your order. See how it pulled that bar or that button out more? We wanted that. Okay. No, good, good, good. All right. So this is what my husband and I like to call dumb and stupid. I'm going to do my dumb and stupid review. Okay, I've told them what it is. I've gotten their name, their email, their phone. I've given them the products that they want to choose. I have their address of where they are going to have them shipped to. I've just included a personal message, and I need to know their payment method. Okay, so that's what I've got. Then they click here to confirm their order. My form is done, but we have to do a couple things at the end. We're going to do our settings. So the form settings, that's the title of my form, right? This is for my reference. So if for whatever reason you wanted to change this to just say July 19th pre-order or something like that, change it to whatever you want. And it's going to do that for you. Emails, send emails after submission. So this is an autoresponder. I don't do that. That means like when they do that, it automatically sends them an email, and I just don't do that. I do have the notification. So the JotForm, when it's completed, it comes to me. Remember how I said it's going to email directly to me? It's coming directly to me. Okay, so there it is. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to give all of the products that they've put in, okay, and all of that. That's what it's going to look like when it comes to me. So that's exactly what I want. Conditions. This is a little bit, it gets a little bit, you know, more techie if you get into that, but I just want you guys to just see the basic here. I do like a thank you page afterwards. I think that that is really, really good. I like to change it up a little bit. Thank you so much for your order. And then I will do, I have received your submission and will be sending you an invoice via your selected payment method as you, oh no, payment is due no later than I'm going to say Monday, July 18th, because I want to make sure that I have all of that before it even begins. I'd rather them send it to me sooner than later, right? I want it sooner than later. So let's make that there. Let's do the whole thing bold. Okay. Gallery, So you can choose there. Actually, I'm going to choose my images, and I'm just going to put my picture in there. So save. So there we go. You see how I just added that. Okay. Add an action button. You can allow them to fill it out again if you want. You don't really need to do that. So there's my thank you page. I think that's perfect. And then the only other thing I'm going to add is be sure to jump in to my VIP lounge for all Scentsy all things Scentsy. Let's do it that way. All things Scentsy. All right, my VIP lounge. I'm going to come over here, move this. I just need the link to my VIP lounge. I should have it, but I do not. So there's my lounge. Copy. I'm going to insert a link. The URL is there. That's the text where they're clicking. So that just puts in that hyperlink there, which I think is a good thing. Font size, let's bring that up a little. Let's bring this one up a little too. There we go. All right, so that is what the thank you page will say after they've submitted their order. So show a thank you page after submission. Integrations. This is where I said it goes into different things. So for me, I'm going to have it go to my Trello board. It saves all of that. I want to allow it access. I want to create a card. The board I want it to go to is my main board right there. Pick a board on this list, and I want it to go to priority. Oops. Did I go by it? Oh, weekly to-dos. That's what I think it's under. Okay, weekly to-dos. Okay, complete integration. So what this is doing is this is going to send it directly to my Trello board when I'm done, right? So that's why I said I love JotForm for that. So again, you could send them to send it to a Google Drive, to Google Sheets if you use that. You know, there's a couple other, you can put it on your calendar. It really depends on how you're working your business. Trello for me is what works the best. It's really how I map everything out in my business. So there we go. It will also give you a mobile notification on your cell phone when someone completes it. So I always have that as yes, because I want to know when somebody fills this out, right? So there it is. And I just keep it as the default new submission for, and then it gives the form title. So whatever the title is, and in my case, it's the Wally and Moana and Wally pre-order. So now if I want to go ahead and take a look at everything, I can hit preview form. Let's pull this out a little bit. This is going to show me, excuse me, what it looks like on their phone. So as you can see, if they were holding their phone in their hand, this is what it looks like. So there is everything as they scroll all the way down. Again, I know it's a lot of products, but we need all that, right? Okay. Again, you could have done two forms. That's what it looks like if they're holding their phone sideways. If they're on a tablet, so on an iPad or Microsoft, whatever, that's what it would look like. And then, of course, if they're on desktop, this is what it looks like. So for whatever reason you don't like that, you want to add something to it, you want to make it look prettier, go for it. You saw that there was lots of different options to be able to do that. Finally, I'm going to publish. Everything is done here, right? So I can share my form link in various social posts through email. I can create an app. That's more of the thing, right? So I just want to copy this link, and then let's go ahead and I'm going to add in some pictures. Let them know what is coming, right? You want them to know. Where's the other one? Oh, it's right there. Jeez, Jacqui, get it together. What are you doing with your life? Okay, here we go. All right, so now I've got all my pictures in there. Don't worry, they're gonna form to the size needed. They're not cutting anything off. I'm not putting anything there, right? All right, so, and I'm just gonna tell my VIPs, giving you the opportunity to pre-order these amazing new products coming Tuesday, July 19th. Our beloved Wally and Moana collection are ones that I personally adore, and so do my kids, no matter how old they are. I was able to see these in person, and they are must haves. All right, so there we go. I've got that. I'm going to post it in my VIP page. I always do anything. My VIP page is for my customers. Customers only get in here, right? That is it. But so there it is. Now they can complete the JotForm and they can fill that out. Okay, so done, right? Done. I am so excited. Okay, so I know this has taken a minute to get all of this through, so I apologize. I am so sorry. Let me see if there are any questions that I can answer real quick. See if I've missed anything. Ivy, yeah, you're here. Okay, I know Ivy had asked me for this earlier, so I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna go live. So I thought that by sharing, by coming to you live, by showing you literally step by step how to create that, that is not only going to help you for this pre-order, it'll help you for ones in the future. And look, we did this for a pre-order, right? But you could honestly do a JotForm. You could create this for absolutely anything you want. Maybe you want to feature laundry products, right? And you want to really focus on those this month. I'm just throwing out something off the top of my head, right? You could put that in there, create a JotForm for it, right? If you're doing a party, okay, this is another tip I have for you. If you're doing an online party for your host, I always will ask my host during host coaching as we're like getting ready to figure out how they're doing their party, whether it's just sharing a shopping link or it's going to be a text party, whatever it is, right? I will always ask my hosts, can you give me a list or name off some of your most favorite products? And then what I do is then I go in and I create a JotForm and I say, Shelly's party is happening. And then I put down here, these are her favorite things. If you want to order these as well, here's a way to do it for the party. And I create a JotForm and I put in the products that my host has said is their favorites. And that's just another way to connect your guests that are shopping through the party to their host. And it gives a little bit of a way for the guests to really think, oh my God, I had no idea that she loved Scentsy Fresh. Wow, maybe I should try that Scentsy Fresh, because when I went to her house last time, oh my gosh, her couch smelled amazing when I sat down, right? I don't know. But things like that. So think of different ways that you can also utilize a JotForm, right? So whether it's for parties, whether it's for pre-orders, whether it's for an event or a fundraiser, all those things, this is a really great way to do that, you guys. So the sky is the limit. Let your creativity go. Come back to this video share it with your team or your friends if they're having trouble or if they want to know how to do this as well. This should hopefully give you a really great overview of exactly how we did that. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Make sure that you like and subscribe. This is going to go on YouTube, so that way you don't miss any of these other trainings. And that's all I've got. So thanks guys for playing and watching along as I create the JotForm for a pre-order.